coffee on my cat cup, right? So I wanted to chat with you guys today. Hey, welcome back to the channel, by the way. It's your girl, Lori. And I just did a TikTok on this, on your mind has to be better and stronger than your emotions, right? So I wanted to jump into that with you today because I was like, wow, there's a lot of people who live in their emotions. I mean, I was a professional at it for many, many years. It does not help and serve your best and highest good. It never will, right? So let me give you an idea of like what I mean by that. So if you are constantly going off of your feelings, right? And I know sometimes it's really hard for you guys to understand this, but your feelings aren't facts. No one really cares how you feel. I mean, it's just the reality. I'm not saying that people aren't empathetic. I'm not saying everybody's a jerk, but the reality is your process of your feelings is no one else's responsibility. Like seriously. And so that's where your mind and your emotions disconnect. Because your emotions, if you respond, how many times, God knows we've all been there, right? Like where you just respond out of emotions, or you make a commitment or an obligation out of emotions. And then you go, oh my gosh, what did I just do? Like how did I end up getting here, right? This is why the power of the pause. The pause, like you got to take a time out. Don't always just respond to somebody right away, and don't do so out of haste. All right, because what is happening is, remember, your emotions and your emotional state can only respond on the experiences in which you had, which is why very often you fear the unknown because you don't know how to respond, which is great. That's what we want. That's the embracing of that, right? So when you're worried about the unknown, it's because you'd rather hold on emotionally to something, whether it be toxic or not, that is going to be similar to what you're familiar with. And so then your emotions your brain doesn't listen to your emotions, or your emotions don't listen to your brain, I should say. And so then you're making all of these choices, or lack thereof, which is actually sometimes worse than making choices, because now you're not taking steps because you're out of emotion. You don't want somebody's feelings to be hurt. You don't want someone to be upset with you because of your actions. And you have to be really, really careful on how you do that within your actions, right? So you want to be really careful in understanding that your mind and your emotions are two vastly different things. Yes, they do talk to each other, but you want to be really careful on how you allow yourself to sit in that space of your emotions versus your mind. Now, your mind can also play tricks on you, right? Because of your experiences, which is why you want to differentiate what you're thinking. And even your thoughts aren't facts either, right? But again, this is where you want to really be mindful before you make a commitment, or even any kind of a decision too. I mean, listen, in reality, do I think that every single action in your life is going to be like, hold a minute, let me pause, let me reflect? No, but when it comes to the deeper part of it, this is why the journaling is important. This is why those 5 journals, this is not just the only reason, one of the many reasons why those 5 journals are important. I have a video on here on the 5 journals and why I recommend them, and that consistency within your wellness practice. So if you don't have a good wellness practice, then you're going to be drowning, because you're always going to be responding out of emotion. And even when it comes to doing your journaling, you'll only be journaling when you're in an emotional response. No, then your emotions are running wild with you. So in order to actually have emotional intelligence, if you've ever heard of emotional intelligence, is to be able to allow yourself to articulate for yourself what your feelings are versus what the facts are versus what thoughts are. 3 vastly different things. And the facts, remember, facts don't change. So if I say to you, this is a cup, this is a mug that has a black cat on it, that's a fact. You could be like, I don't like black cats. Okay, doesn't matter to me. This is a cat with a mug with a black cat on it. It's not going to change because you have an emotional response to it. So it's a good way to keep in mind the difference between facts. And remember, facts, even that, if we go super down the rabbit hole, what's a real fact, right? But when it comes to things, if I say it's sunny out, right? Or you can say it's partly cloudy, you can say it's partly sunny. At the end of the day, the sun is out. So I just want you to be mindful when you're going out of reaction versus response. Reacting is never going to give you your best and highest good. And reaction is out of emotions. Response is out of mind. So remember those 2 things. Response, mind. Reaction, emotion. No, you don't want to do that. So Your mind has to be stronger than your emotions. And remember, just because other people in your life told you that your mind was stupid or that you were dumb and that your anxiety was there, anxiety lies to you, my love. Anxiety lies to you big time. Tells you you can't do stuff, tells you you got to be afraid. Lying. Okay, so this is why we want to work on it. So today, remember, practice mind over emotion and get on your wellness journey. It has to be consistent, 365 days a year. Let me know how you're doing on that too, right? And nobody's expecting you to hit it out the park today, but just how is your progress? It's always progress, not perfection.